Hello everyone, and I was right. It's Dawn of War 3 officially announced. Oh my word, I'm so happy about that, so happy about that. And I am normally a very easy man to please. And before I say anything, don't get me wrong, I am over the moon Dawn of War 3 has been announced. I'm super hyped and can't wait till we get our hands on more information. But I felt a wee bit let down by the trailer. I'm not sure, I think it's because it wasn't the type of thing I was expecting. Let's just take a second to look at a trailer from, well, the intro from Dawn of War 1 just now. And now a small sample from Dawn of War 2. Now, I was expecting something more along these lines, something that gets my blood pumping, some nice, beautiful action. And though the trailer was very well done, it wasn't the kind of thing that just gets my blood to boil and burn. And well, blood boiling's probably the wrong way to describe it. It just didn't get me going, it didn't get me super hyped. It was a nice trailer, it just wasn't the kind of thing I was expecting, it wasn't the bloodthirsty kind of thing I was expecting. No, there was nice wee bits of blood in that. So yeah, and I had a few wee nitpicky things I did not like about it. First of all, the first thing I didn't like was the Space Marines didn't seem to be right proportionally. I think it was something to do with their legs. They looked a wee bit too long. Now I realise I am nitpicking here, but there's just because there was just there's a few other things. It's just just a wee bit over. The scene where all the orcs came charging over the hill, that was just too much for me. I know orcs are like the comedy relief, this, that, and the next thing, but it was just so far into the unbelievable side of things. That was a wee bit. I was really hyped though to see the inclusion of larger scale units now. I was both really hyped to see them and really disappointed because I sort of missed the old power level of Warhammer when a Space Marine squad felt very powerful, and like the strongest thing in game was like a unit of Terminators or a Land Raider, whereas now super heavies are common in games. Units of Space Marines can be blasted off the field in seconds, and so the power level has drastically changed. I sort of missed the old power level, so I'm sad to see these new large units in the form of the Wraith Knight and the Imperial Knight Titan. But I'm also very hyped to see them because they are very large, powerful units that we have not got to play with in Dawn of War before, and they're in the trailer, so they can almost be guaranteed to be in game. Back to that though, the gripiness, it's just me nitpicking, but just how, and I realise it's just cinematic, but how fast that Night Titan just gets chopped in half, and then the other one just jumps on. The combat is just over way too fast. Like, the basic Space Marine fighting Killer Khan, that battle even lasted longer than the Night Titan and the Wraith Knight, which to me doesn't make much sense because these Night Titans and Imperial Knight, if they were locked in combat, that'd be a duel for the decades kind of thing, by our scale anyway. Maybe not in the Warhammer because there's larger creatures on both sides, well, constructs on both sides, but as we think about, that would be a duel of the decades. They'd be each lobbing parts of them off each other. They wouldn't be able to simply just slice each other in half and the other one jumps on top of you and kills you both. But that is all my gripiness gone. I'm just... Don't bother about me blowing in, because I'm just a wee bit nitpicky. Warhammer 40k is a franchise that's pretty close to my heart, so I can be quite nitpicky if the lure isn't looked after 100%, which Dawn of War has done up to this date. Now I just want to talk a quick second about something I'm actually really hyped about this game, and it's just simply the voice acting. Dawn of War 1 and 2 had outstanding voice acting, and I'm really hyped just to see and hear the voice acting for the third game. In fact, I'm almost as hyped about the voice acting as I am about the game itself. So even though I'm nitpicking here and highlighting a few things, I'm like, over. Don't get me wrong, I'm still very hyped about the game, and I thought the trailer was very nice, well made. It just was not what I was expecting, and not the kind of thing that makes me burn with a passion. But on the other hand as well, one of the main things I love about Dawn of War 2 is the amount of hilarity some of the voice acting has caused. So I thought I'd let us listen to a little small speech that has inspired many a hilarious YouTube video on YouTube, and I'm really looking forward to hopefully these videos sort of being resurrected and us getting lots of like Boreal equivalents in Dawn of War 3, Diomedes equivalents. It is the Bane Blade, so to speak. So let's just listen a wee bit to this little speech here.
Marines, today the enemy is at our door. We know our duty and we will do it. We fight for our honor as Blood Ravens, as Space Marines, and we fight in the name of the Emperor. And if we die this day, we die in glory. We die heroes' deaths, but we shall not die. No, it is the enemy who will taste death and defeat. As you know, most of our battle brothers are stationed in space, prepared to deep strike. Our perimeter has been prepared in the event that our enemies should be so bold and so foolish. We have placed numerous beacons, allowing for multiple, simultaneous, and devastating defensive deep strikes. The Codex Astartes names this maneuver Steel Rain. We will descend upon the foe. We will overwhelm them. We will leave none alive. Meanwhile, our ground forces will ensure the full defense of our headquarters. We are the Space Marines. We are the Emperor.
Space Marines! No. Okay, just couldn't resist that a wee bit there. But on a wee bit to sort of what we can take information-wise from this video, which is very, very low, considering it is speculation, and the little bit I do take from it is not 100% guaranteed. But it just looks very, very likely. At this stage in time, I say it is highly, highly likely that we're going to have 3 races to play, with maybe a bad guy behind the scenes. Well, Space Marines were an auto confirmation because they're sort of the hero chapter of Blood Bowl. Now I'm really slipping up. Dawn of War. They're sort of the story chapter of Dawn of War. Dawn of War 1 we're following them, Dawn of War 2 we're following them, and I'm quite interested to see where Dawn of War 3 is going to take them with the sort of civil war going on where half of them are Chaos, half of them are Space Marines, and really interested to see where the storyline is going to take us. So they were pretty much guaranteed to be in Dawn of War 3 from the get-go. The other race that is pretty much guaranteed, hands down, is going to be the Orcs. They're sort of the basic enemy from both Dawn of War 1 and Dawn of War 2. And when you think about it, in both Dawn of War 1 and Dawn of War 2, they were sort of manipulated to do the bidding of someone behind the scenes. Whereas in the first game it was Chaos using them to hide and take up the time. Don't know where I was getting soul distrust from, but take up the time with the Space Marines and the Imperial Guard so they didn't have time to realise Chaos was here and deal with Chaos. Then in the second one, the Orcs were doing something very similar, but it was anti-Tyranids. They were trying to slow down the Tyranids to let them get their work underway to destroy the planets and try and save their craft worlds. So orcs were pretty much guaranteed to be in Dawn of War from the get-go. Eldar was a very, very likely bet, because whenever I was trying to think races for Dawn of War 3, I was normally thinking two good in brackets, hyphens, whatever you want to call it, because I'm being slightly sarcastic here, because there's real good guys in Warhammer. Good-ish guys will be a good way to describe it, and two evil sides, which Space Marines take up one goodish, Eldar is the very, very likely other goodish, and then for evil, the other evil could be a wee bit up in arms. It could be Chaos, could be something else, but there's been nothing confirmed or seen about Chaos, so maybe they're not in game, maybe it's just the free, or maybe they're behind the scenes, or maybe Tyranids are the ultimate bad guy behind the scenes. I think it is very likely we'll see some Imperial Guard in the same sort of way we've seen them originally in Dawn of War 1, is just sort of there, is like just to be there, to die, to be something that goes quite easily killed. Something that's already on the planet where they're fighting or something like that. They'd be good for that. But, or it could be more like Dawn of War 2 where it's a Space Marine world or an uninhabited world, and that'd explain why there's no Imperial Guard there. So it doesn't necessarily need to have Imperial Guard, it's just if they're on an inhabited world, there's highly likely we'll see some form of Imperial Guard, probably just 1 or 2 units, probably a Layman Russ and some guardsmen, just as something for the storyline levels. Now, we've talked about the races. We know there's definitely 3 in there: the Eldar, the Orcs, and Space Marines. With, I reckon there'll be a bad guy behind the scenes. One other thing I wanted to mention is this here. You see 3 sort of streams of dead bodies all fall into the ground, and that is the numbers that turn into 3. I wonder if that has any sort of significance. Maybe there's some sort of giant artifact on the planet that loves dead bodies, a corn or demon artifact of some kind, and this has some sort of significance to 3 streams of dead bodies just falling to the ground. But it's more than likely just some sort of trailer aspect, so take nothing into it. Now, I've rambled on enough. There's not really any real juicy information you can take away from this that I haven't really talked about. Hope everyone's enjoyed this. I can't wait till we get our hands on the first real good information and we can talk about that. If there's anything you want to add or say, feel free to say in the comments. If you want to moan about me being a moany old git, well, moany young git, feel free. And see you all next time. Bye-bye.